I'm Danny.
From Deep South Homestead. We are enjoying a little bit of an apple pie tonight.
Apple fritter, ain't that what you call it?
No, actually, I used to call them tarts.
Apple tart.
I don't know if, let me put this
Where
here.
the light shining against that white plate. I don't know if you'll see it.
I don't know if they'll see
it. There you
it.
go, right there. There you go.
Okay, half of it's gone, but that's half of a tart. And I made Danny's gluten-free.
That is good, too.
And
it's real good.
It could have used a little bit more sugar maybe in the apples because I don't do that many sugary apples, but it's very good. This is our apples.
Our apples.
Yep. And like I said, Danny's is gluten-free. It was a little bit of trouble to make the tarts because I'm not a tart maker, I guess. But they turned out all right. And when you hadn't had them in a while, they're really, really good.
Yeah, we ain't had an apple tart in I don't even know how many years. We're talking about years now. It's real good.
Yeah. So
everybody coming in here. Hello, Delane and them. Jen from the Nut House and Papa's Truck, Lou Just Lou, Mama Tried, my daughter. Hey, girl.
Brenda and Valerie and Charlotte and Patty and All Things Good and Gons and Courtney and
oh, wow.
Seven Sprouts and Moonchild, Brown Coat, Kathy, Deep South, Texas. Roxanne and Quentin, bonjour.
Yeah.
Bonjour. That is
bonjour. It's French. Yeah.
Right?
Bonjour. Yeah.
So we have
Barb and Brenda and Mary and Time to Sew and Oldie P, Deborah Oster, and are we both saying one? S. Federley. Hello, S. Federley.
So we've got a lot of our friends here tonight already. And so I guess we'll talk a little bit about the subject of maintenance on the homestead.
Yeah.
But it's going to be one of those Deep South days. Yeah. Crazy Days is down below somewhere.
Yeah, we got Deep South right here. One of the shirts. I get this thing's
and Crazy Days.
Crazy Days over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's showing up right or not. Oh, your daughter's going on vacation.
Another vacation, girl? Don't you ever stay home?
No. Broussard said they made it. Yeah, I've been going to check out Broussard Homestead now. They just started their little channel, and I hadn't gotten over there. And, well, I might have went over and watched one earlier in the week. I can't remember. I watched somebody's channel that was starting out, and it might have been that one. But I'll get back to it this week.
Two family made it in.
Hey, sis.
Mike from the Creekman Jones says, I'm smoking some ribs.
Oh, tell them what we just had for supper.
Oh, we just had some awesome rabbit for supper.
Thanks
to this group right here, Living Traditions Homestead.
25 rabbit recipes. That's easy to make with everyday ingredients.
That's their little cookbook they got out, guys. Wanda tweaked it a little bit.
I got a video coming.
Yeah.
But Kevin and Sarah sent us this book a couple of days ago. We got it. And I was just flipping through looking at the rabbit recipes. And there's a lot of them. There's 25 in here. All of them's got to be good. But I was looking for one that I could use because Danny is gluten-free, plus he stays away from a lot of chemicals. Some of them are stuff you have on the shelf every day, every one of them probably. But some of the things that were in them, Danny couldn't have. So when I was looking through them, one thing struck me, and I said, I got to try this one first. I can tweak most all of them, but this one was real easy to tweak, and it tasted almost like it's got a similar to a barbecue taste, but not really. And y'all, I tweaked it with cane syrup, and it was good. So if y'all, I don't know if you've ever seen Living Traditions, but if you have rabbits and you don't know Living Traditions Homestead, go over and check them out. Ask them about their little rabbit cookbook, and because a lot of people don't know. And by the way, I have a playlist, or I don't know if it's a playlist, but I've got some rabbit videos where I cook them. Mine are real plain. I don't add a lot of stuff to it. And from what I saw, these recipes are simple, easy, usually 30, 40 minutes, and they're done.
Pay attention to what's going on there. Deborah said, Living Tradition just put on Facebook that his father is being rushed to the hospital with possible heart attack. Prayers needed.
Okay, so we're going to keep Kevin's father.
Kevin's father in our prayers, y'all.
I just shut mine down a while ago, so I probably didn't see that.
Yeah.
So let me write Kevin's father down on my list. I'm starting a list here tonight.
People keep contacting us with lots of stuff going on here, so.
So these guys they're really good people, and we enjoy talking to them, and y'all can't go wrong with this recipe book, guys. If you're raising rabbits, this will help you with new recipes.
Yeah, it was good.
Moonchild said they had rabbit tonight too. A balsamic recipe.
From them.
From them, okay. Okay, I looked at that one with the garlic. I did look at that one because we have our own fresh garlic, and that was one of them I started to do. But now the one I did, I don't even remember what it was called. I really liked it. And Danny loved it. So it's going to go not only on rabbit, we're going to use it on...
we'll use it on any of our meats, really. I mean, like our beef and stuff. We'll probably use it on chicken.
It's a honey-baked rabbit, only I used cane syrup.
Yep, she used cane syrup instead.
That's what it was.
I think that's what gave it a little bit of a taste that we really enjoyed was the cane syrup taste. Because that kind of made it pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Let me set that plate down out of the way over there, guys. I don't need to be holding that in my hand.
Yeah, I see several people know who live in traditions.
Yeah.
Or just found them.
I just found them.
Yeah.
Tresaw M. Birch said, each time I can apples, they turn out mushy and soft. So what is the secret that they don't turn out mushy? It's overcooking them, isn't it? Before you put them in to can them?
No, apples, the type apple.
Yeah, I think it has to do with the type too.
It's the type apple. Because the type we have, I don't care what you do to them, they're going to be mushy. Ours, when you put them in water and just cook them 5 minutes, I mean, even 5 minutes, they just fall apart.
Yeah.
So it's the type apple. I don't know how you would ever can an apple.
You need a real firm apple, like probably like a Granny Smith or something like that. I think would probably any of your red apples are, because I mean ours is a green apple. Don't get me wrong, but it's the Anna apple, and you can cook it for, like she said, 5 minutes.
And it's
in the sugar water to get it ready to put it over in your jars. And I mean, I don't care what you do, it just gets soft. Peaches, and somebody there a while ago said they've been canning peaches, I saw.
Yeah.
The Living Traditions Homestead is really, guys, Kevin and Sarah are great people. We've talked to them several times on the phone, Facebooked them, you know, back and forth and stuff like that. We've just come to really like them.
Yeah. Consider them friends, and they're a really, I don't even know how to say it. They just became friends really fast.
Well, they're doing a lot what we do.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what made them so appealing. And Jen says they go into the Great Wolf Lodge, whatever that is in Georgia. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's not often that you run across people that live like we live, try to live off the homestead, try to survive the way we do. I mean, they love the Lord. We just hit it off. I mean, it's unusual to run across people that's that easy to hit it off with. You know, and we were just blown away by them. They're good people.
Yeah, and so that was one of the things we want to talk about was the rabbit and how good we like the honey rabbit. Only it's sugar cane syrup rabbit.
Yeah. Yeah.
We used her recipe. We just swapped the honey for
the honey. We used sugar cane instead, or you did. Yeah.
It was awesome.
It turned out pretty good, and I'm sure the honey would have been fine too.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Let's see here. They are nice. Been watching them for a while. Like-minded people are easy to get along with. That's true, Jen. To find like-minded people is, and you know what? Let me just be honest. Here lately, Wanda and I are coming across more and more like-minded people, and that to me is awesome. Yeah,
Charmel is one of them too that's been here, and we've just been blessed. She's the one, when we got Dolly, she came and she got, what'd she call her? Elma.
Elma.
Elma. Elma. So she said Elma looks like a different cow.
Yeah.
That she's shiny and gaining weight. So Dolly is, she's put on weight. Danny brushes her. All that curly hair is starting. The winter coat is falling off. She's still got a little bit of it,
but it's coming off.
And it's coming off. And she's looking healthy and good. And Mr. Dexter is just, his coat's done the same thing.
Yeah,
he's just
slick black and shiny as he can be.
He's slicked up. He's looking nice. So, yeah, our cow's doing really good.
Mr. John says, people think I am strange for staying on the farm.
No, we don't think you're strange.
Join the crowd, my friend, because everybody thinks we're crazy.
Because we don't run here and there.
Mike says, Danny, when do you know when your Cherokee tans are ready to pick? Well, basically, it depends on you. Let's just back up here a minute, guys. Let me just show you some stuff here.
We're going to start. I've got some pictures of Cherokee tan, but I don't have one of the ripe ones. But you can explain what's going on.
Right, take it on up where you can see the rest of them.
That one is
now that's the vine. Now, we're having some trouble, guys. The vines, because of the extreme heat we've been under, some of our vines are starting to die back a little bit. But the fact that they're rooted all the way along, this is one of, this is what they look like. I'm gonna say this one's probably a week old on the vine there. We have several of them that are that way, and this is one of your flowers here. It's like a male flower, but look how many bees is down in that flower, guys. I mean, we have seen as high as 3 bees per flower.
So it's not no pollination that causes some of ours to fall.
Yeah, a lot of people, when they get to this size right here we're talking to, a lot of people are just turning yellow and falling off. And I don't know if that has to do with the humidity. I'm not actually sure what's causing that. But even we've had some of them. And then we got a male bloom. This is your male bloom here early in the morning getting ready to open up for the bees to come to. And of course you can see the mimosa weeds is all up inside those things. They are everywhere.
And to now answer him about when to know when to pick them, because that's what he's wanting to know.
Me, Mike, really, I just go, I wait till I start seeing some yellow, orange on them when they start kind of changing colors or where they're sitting on the ground at. I notice they'll start turning like a dark yellowish orange color where they're sitting on the ground. And if it looks like I'm having some insect problems like the ones we took out of our cornfield, we saw a few places where it looked like the rats wanted to gnaw on the hull a little bit. We went ahead and pulled those even though they weren't completely orange. And since we brought them in the house, they've completely turned orange. And they're doing fine. But if you can leave them till they turn completely orange, I would leave them. But if they're in risk of something getting them, then I would bring them in as soon as you started seeing a little bit of orange on them.
Hey there, Active Agent. Coffee Time, Edward. We've got Lou, Tamara, All Things Good, Seven Sprouts. Hoot Owl Holler. Yes, I feel better, but my voice isn't totally 100% there, but I do feel better than I did a few days ago.
All Things Good said I had to pick 2 of mine. The vine died, but pumpkin was almost ripe. They are doing fine. Yeah, if you'll wait, they'll do fine. Now, I know Brian from the Lori family told me that all of his so far has fallen off the vine. And I know it's not because of bees. There must be something else going on. Okay. Pat says, talk about the persimmon seed forecasting winter. Well, we can't really do that yet because the persimmons have actually got to be ripe to do that.
I think she saw a video we did last year.
Yeah.
I think that was it because we haven't done a video this year on it. The persimmons aren't ripe yet. I don't know. We might could do the green one. We'll have to see.
No, they got to be ripe because you got to be able to cut the seed open.
Okay.
The seeds hadn't matured yet.
Yeah, I remember you had trouble with that.
Mama Tried says, Wanda, do you have a banana bread recipe using almond flour?
I don't, but I can invent one. Danny laughs at me because I invent anything.
She can take a recipe and still invent that recipe. I mean, because I'll ask her, I'll see over there putting stuff in, you know, doing all this kind of stuff. I said, aren't you measuring that out? She goes, oh, don't worry about that. She said, you know, I just do it. And I said, well, that's why it's called a recipe, you know. But then it ends up turning out good, so I can't say nothing.
I would say with the banana bread, Amanda left some bananas and they're still in the freezer.
Oh, that's right. We forgot about that. Amanda, if you watch this, you need to come back by and get your bananas, girl.
We didn't make the banana bread we intended, and she's gluten-free too, so I'll have to ask what she actually puts in hers, and I'll make it up, and we'll see if I can't do a video on that. I have a video coming up on, let's see, what did I do? Something I just did. Oh, on the rabbit, but I've got another cooking recipe. I done forgot now.
Seeker of Truth said, my tomatoes have fallen off the vine, but they're still really good.
Canned
them today.
Jen says, how about banana flour? I have some banana flour, and I probably would look into using the banana flour in making banana bread.
That's a thought, yeah. I don't know if it'd be too banana-y. Is that a word? Is banana-y a word?
You wouldn't want to use too much of it. I think I would use part almond flour and part banana, because the banana is like coconut. It absorbs. It'll sit there and absorb twice or 3 times its weight. And so you don't want to just use total banana flour. I'm afraid it would be too packy.
Yeah, Charlotte said, been eating fresh melons this week. So good. And then
the melon that we had looked good.
Yeah, said the melon we had looked so good. Actually, we cut the other one today.
Yes.
The banana one that Melissa and them left with us today, it was just, you know, it was long. The thing was probably, what, 18 inches long or something like that? I
think you needed the fish story. It was probably about like this.
It was, what, 18 inches, or whatever.
You know,
if it was longer than the pan was, however long the pan was, it was longer than the pan.
Yeah.
And we ended up cutting it open because it was really orange all the way to right at the edge of the skin, all the way around it. That's the reason I knew it was right. And man, that thing was good.
Malcolm asked, do I ever screw up when I do recipes like that? Do I? When I just flip recipes?
I don't know that I can answer this and be
honest.
You know, I mean, I'm not.
Honestly, how many times do I screw one up?
Not very often. I mean, because most of the time it still turns out
edible.
I mean, it's good. I mean, it's not that it's just like you put it in your mouth, you don't go, you know, no, I can't do that.
I don't think I've ever really come up with a recipe that's not
good. It's been.
It might be different.
It's been different. It's like when you and Amanda made the
avocado cookies.
Avocado cookies.
That's another recipe I'll probably put up. Now that one wasn't exactly my fault, but Danny's pleading the fifth. Yeah, he's trying to skip around that one. No.
Well, I just on grounds that might incriminate me. You know, I mean, I can't. I have to watch what I say.
No, but with the avocado cookies, Amanda put too much chocolate in.
Yeah, I think we got too much chocolate in that one. We eventually figured that one out.
Yeah.
Olin said.
What did Olin say?
Oh man, Olin. Yeah, well, I'll let you read it. It's edible. That's right, Olin. It's edible.
True.
Yeah.
All right, Country Homestead Preacher wants to know, they found a split watermelon in the garden, but it wasn't ripe. What would have caused that?
Oh, being dry too long and then raining. That's one thing that'll do it.
Howdy, South Georgia.
Yeah, Jen says, Daddy knows better. Yep, I've lived long enough and I'm old enough.
And been married enough.
Been married long enough. I know better.
No, be honest.
You know, I mean, there's been some things that I had to frown on a little bit, but I mean, they're not.
Well,
it was still edible.
Some of the biscuits, when I was when he was first gluten-free, trying to make a biscuit that would suffice as a biscuit. Some of those were not real appetizing. We ate them. But they just weren't.
They'd be kind of, some of them would be kind of packy and hard and stuff like that.
The next one would fall, slam apart. The next one, you
couldn't even get it out of the pan without it falling to pieces, because we was looking for that perfect balance to make a biscuit. Of course, she's there now. Well,
I can make them now.
She can make them biscuits now.
Hey, gypsy woman. Julie says they've had no rain since March. So I'm not sure.
Mama tried to. All their tomatoes have been splitting because of all the rain they're getting.
Yeah. So you want to talk about our subject, the one thing that people let go or don't do, or the least, what'd I put?
You know, I didn't even look at the thumbnail.
He don't pay any attention.
I just trust her. But we talked about
vehicle maintenance.
We talked about things that's overlooked on, well, the number one thing, well, not the number one thing, but the most often overlooked thing on a homestead is vehicle maintenance. You know, I mean, I have a 2006.
Hold on, I have pictures.
Oh, we got pictures here. Hang on,
we're doing this. Let's just.
This is my truck right here. That's a 2006 quad cab Ford 4-wheel drive. You know, they got the 5-point-something Triton engine in it, and it's a 06 model. It still don't have 100,000 miles on it. It's got 93,000 something miles on it. And guys, it's been a good truck. I haven't had any payments on it since what, 2012?
I think we figured 2012. So that's 6 years without payments.
6 years without payments, and I think I put one set of tires on it.
I had
to put a front wheel bearing assembly on it one time.
Nearly 4 years ago.
About 4 years ago, yeah. Change oil in it. Other than that, that's all I've ever done to it. And this past week, well, I did change the strut bushings on it. Not strut, no, stabilizer arm bushings.
And we bought a battery.
We bought a battery.
But not having anything done to it, but he keeps the maintenance up. He checks it. He checks the tires. He's bought tires before.
Once.
That's it.
Yeah, just one time.
But he keeps the truck in good running condition. But it also doesn't go anywhere very often.
It doesn't go anywhere very often. But then again, you know, we got to notice him when I was underneath it, changing out the torsion bar bushings, or whatever you want to call those things. I noticed that the strut bushings were gone and the struts were wore out. And I was just like, this is them here. We went today and got them. You know, they were kind of pricey for a quad cab 4-wheel drive. Them things right there probably weigh 40 pounds a piece. Yeah, and I told her, I said, you know, used to this thing would drive. It was like driving, it would almost drive itself. It drove so smooth. And I told her, I said, I'm beginning to feel some roughness in the front end of it and all that. And I got to looking. And they, you know, the struts were gone bad on it, so we went ahead and ordered struts.
And then on top of that, we're going to do
these. I said, if I'm going to go that far, it's a 2006 model. None of the hoses has ever been changed. None of the belts has ever been changed. None of the antifreeze, nothing like that. So we decided to go ahead and just go all the way with it and get everything to fix everything on it with, because it is our only way of transportation right now. Other than, I do have a Dodge.
Yep, we do.
I have this truck here. This is a 2000 model. It don't have 100,000 miles on it. It's less than 100,000 miles on this 2000 Dodge sitting there. And it has given me no problems hardly at all the whole time I ever owned it.
You still own it.
I still own it. It was my truck for going back and forth to New York working.
And he didn't put a lot of miles on it before he got the truck he has now.
Right.
And this truck we put, what, $2,000 in 4 years ago?
About 4 years ago, we put $2,000 in it, had him go into the motor, do some work, and 2 new tires, new belts, new hoses, new transmission fluid, filters, you know, all that kind of stuff. We just had them go ahead and go through it and fix it up.
Yeah. And so one thing we're going to be doing is working on the truck, and that's something that everybody kind of lets their vehicle go until they have to have something done. You know, it's kind of one of those ride it till it falls off the wheels or something.
Yeah.
Even though he keeps the main maintenance up, that stuff under the front, he doesn't pay, he doesn't know to check that. I mean, he does, but he don't
Yeah,
do
I mean,
it.
I went to school to be a mechanic. I mean, so
But until it started vibrating, did we not think anything about it?
yeah. I mean, I'm always conscious about the way something drives, what happens. Um,
And Thomas says to make sure to get the front end aligned after changing them.
yeah, yeah. My daughter actually drove that Dodge. This is funny. I was in the hospital having a kidney stone attack. I was supposed to go to New York and go to work that day or that week. I had a kidney stone attack, had to be hospitalized, had to have surgery and all this kind of stuff. And I told my daughter and my wife, I said, you know, you need to go by and get the Dodge. They had it ready and go turn the other truck back into the other dealership because I got a buyback on it. And they went and picked it up and didn't even get to the dealership of the next one before it blew a transmission, a power steering line. It was a power steering line. And fluid went all over the motor. It like it caught it on fire right there on the side of the road, you know, and they had to get the place to come get it and tow it back and clean it all back up.
And see, Lou's making a good statement. It's great to know how to do maintenance yourself because Danny did go to school to be a mechanic, but if he did not fix things around here, and we were talking about the tractor, the lawnmowers, all this stuff, in the 5 years that we've been married, if he did not know how to do this, we wouldn't have had a lawnmower past the first couple of months.
Yeah.
Things would have just fell apart around here. The tractor that he drove up until last year, he was constant. He didn't really work on it, but the steering and stuff, he had to know how to handle it.
Yeah.
And if you don't work on anything and you don't know, you're paying a lot. He has saved us a lot of money over the past 5 years by being able to do his own maintenance and do what needs to be done.
Francis says, question on okra. When do you pick them out? Depends on the type of okra. Star of David, we pick it when it's about 2 inches long. Most okra, we pick it when it's between 2 and 4 inches. Some of it can go up to 6 and 8 inches and longer if it's not tough. We always like to take our knife right at the bottom of the stem where it's at and cut into the okra. If it feels like it's hard to cut into, we just throw it away. But if the knife slides right into it real easy, then we keep it. But is there potholes down south?
Oh, yeah.
Not as bad as they are up north.
Yeah, Danny said that. I just thought our potholes were bad enough.
No.
He said, no, ours are mild.
Our roads don't freeze and heave up down here. Every now and then you'll find an old country road's got a lot of potholes in it, but most of our highways are smooth. You don't have a lot of potholes in them.
Yeah, and some of them are making good. It's about. There's usually a YouTube video on stuff, and that's what really helps a lot of people is to find a video that shows in detail how to do stuff. Because I mean, even like one of them, Danny was doing the lawnmower. I got up close and personal and got the camera where you could see what he was doing when he was working on the lawnmower.
Yeah.
And things like that help other people. And I'm not going to say I'm going to get him doing the whole step by step on the struts, but I might. We'll just wait and see.
We'll see how it goes. Whether or not I can make this happen. I've never changed the struts on the front of one of these type trucks. So I mean, but it can't be that bad. I mean,
yeah. You know. I don't think that it's going to be that bad, but it's just according to what's going on. And if I get out there and get him doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a truck for starting out on a Homestead, what would it be?
It would be a 4-wheel drive. It would be a quad cab. And it would probably, after having, mine's a short wheelbase. After having that short wheelbase, I'd probably say I'd like to have a long wheelbase. Because there's so many things you need to haul in the back of your truck that just gets to be frustrating when it's a short wheelbase.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say a different brand or a variety because I've owned Chevy 4-wheel drives, I've had Dodge 4-wheel drives, Ford 4-wheel drives, and basically, I'm going to be honest with you, I've always got good service out of whichever one of them I drove, to be honest. I mean, I've only had one truck that I got was a lemon one time, and it just come from the factory as a lemon. And they bought it right back, and then I bought another one right behind it. So, I mean, I don't think that it's, you know.
All right, your daughter said that she found out salt was causing her kidney stones. Too much salt, I guess.
Too much salt. Okay.
Not enough water.
Not enough water.
Yeah, and several people say they have older vehicles that have over 300,000 miles on them, and that is great. Danny's is an older vehicle, but it has less miles on it because he never really drove it very far.
Jamas White, you don't cut your sugar cane. He's from Zachary, Louisiana. You don't have to worry about cutting your sugar cane until it gets ready to freeze. Sugar cane will grow all the way up till it freezes, and you don't want to let it freeze. It can frost on it a little bit and not hurt it, but you want to make sure you get it cut and in and do whatever you're going to do with it right before it freezes.
Okay, Guns wants to know how many Cherokees did we harvest last year and how many plants did we start off with? What was it, 4 or 6?
We had 4 or 5 plants last year. It wasn't many. And we got, what was it, about
12, 13?
I think around 12 of them. 12
or 13,
yeah.
I don't know right off. And we still have 1 left.
Yeah.
It will be a year old in 1 month. It's 11 months old.
It's 11 months old.
We're
holding out.
Yeah, we're trying really, really hard. It's 11 months, and we're going to make it to that 12th month if nothing happens. And we're going to see if a Cherokee Tan pumpkin will last 1 year. So this year so far, out of the cornfield, we've harvested 6.
6, yeah.
And there's probably more in there. We just hadn't went back this week to check.
My kidney doctor also told me that I could drink tea, that it won't hurt me. Okay, that's my daughter.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Charlotte wants to know, are we going to put up any of the seeds this year? Yes, we will. As they dry, we will.
As a matter of fact, we're getting to the point right now. I was weeding in the garden today, and Brian from Lori Family Homestead was over here. He helped me weed my garden, which I'll say thank you for that.
And I say thank you.
Yeah. We have the Egyptian walking onions. We're going to probably be putting some of them up on our Etsy store for sale here before long.
Because we have an abundance.
We have an abundance of them. What we're doing is we're looking for plants that during this solar minimum and the extreme heat that does well. And as of this point, the red ripper peas, the Egyptian walking onions, those 2 things have done fantastic. Now the pink-eyed purple hulls did pretty good. Didn't have any problem out of them. The Star of David okra that we have now is just now starting to load up. Do we have a picture of the okra?
Yeah, I do. Hold on. I did.
Okay, this is our Star of David okra.
Explain why it looks like it does. Many people asked over and over.
People keep telling us, or asking us, what are those tall things between y'all's experiment there with your solarizing versus occultation thing there? And I tell them it's okra, and they say, I've never seen okra look like that. And what it is every time I cut a pod of okra off, I cut the leaf off. Because that plant no longer needs that leaf anymore. And that's why you don't see any okra leaves on the bottom, because okra is very picky about having airflow up through it.
Yeah, the airflow and the humidity here in the south.
Yeah. And the Star of David okra does better in the fall months because, guys, let me tell you something. It's been cool in the mornings, cool in the evenings here. It's been like fall days is starting already.
In the 1st of August.
Yeah, at the 1st of August.
It started into July.
Yeah.
So this is some of the bees. Yes, we are getting pollination. And we couldn't figure it out because they're, 8 foot tall, and we weren't getting any okra.
Yeah.
But it is pollinating, so we started getting okra this week, and look.
This is what it looks like.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4. At least
about
6 pods.
About 6 pods right there.
But they're 2.
That's 2 different plants, yeah.
Yeah. So it's starting now to just kick in.
We grow Star of David.
And this is what it looks like.
This is what it looks like when you pick it. You don't want to let it get very long, because if you do, it'll get tough on you. But now this stuff is about an inch and a half in diameter. You can't tell it the way it's piled up there, but it's pretty big around. It's between an inch and a half.
Yeah. So it makes the best frying okra. I can't say okra because it's big around, like nearly a quarter size, and when you slice it, it does really well.
Blue Ridge Pepper says, Danny, should we plant green beans now in Virginia? If you want them, yeah, you better plant them because it's going to get too cold on you here.
Marshall Farm says oak trees are already starting to lose their leaves.
Our oaks are doing the same thing. My black gums are already dropping their leaves. Our maples are already turning red. There's all kinds of things already happening here. So yeah, that's going on. I don't know what it was. God is my witness on this. Plus Brian Laurie. Brian Laurie was over here today when this happened. We were sitting there talking about chemtrails, and we looked up in the sky, and I said, you know, there's 2 planes up there, no chemtrails. And just as I said that, both of them started putting out chemtrails. Oh, I see we're offline.
I was going to tell you. Okay, Reed, I can't get to Jen at the nut house. I was trying to get. How do I run it back?
The thing's gone because we're offline. See that the red thing there flashing? Don't move nothing. It'll be right here if it is. It'll be right down there, and it's not there because we're offline.
Oh, how did that happen? Okay.
Buffering. Let me look in yonder. That thing is going like a.
It did that today.
You know what that means? That means there's probably a cloud coming over.
Yeah.
Mama tried said the dogwoods there are dropping leaves. Jan says I got 51 pounds of butternut squash off of 3 plants. Awesome. Wow. Awesome.
I'm not sure if we're back on or what.
No, you see the green we're on.
We're on? Okay.
Yeah. I can't keep a working stream here, JoJo. Sorry about the visual. Oh no, Bruce Ard said I saw a love bug today in Southwest Louisiana.
Keep
no,
please.
Please.
Keep them
please
there.
Keep them there.
I'm not sure what's going on with it unless it's our.
You know what? I said something about chemtrails, and it started doing this.
I think you need to quit talking about chemtrails. He is the weirdest.
Yeah, this happens every time. It's like they monitor you. You know?
Okay, how come I can't go back and see somebody's?
I don't know.
Because I wanted to see. Jen at the Nut House was saying something about, you know, where she lives, there are orchards and orchards and orchards.
Yeah.
She said she was going down the highway and there are dead trees everywhere. So I'm not sure. It was going so fast and I couldn't stop it. So Jen, copy and paste and put it back again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's YouTube they're saying. But anyway, Brian, somebody says, repeat what I said about the chemtrails. They missed it. Brian, Lori, and me were sitting out in the yard this morning. Well, we were actually weeding the garden, and we looked up, and actually 2 planes at exactly the same time going through the sky. Both of them started letting out chemtrails at exactly the same time, right over my house. I mean, it was just like they had me pegged for some reason. I mean, it was just crazy. Like they were just simultaneously, like parallel, flying right along beside each other. There were no chemtrails up to that point, and then just all of a sudden, it's like they started releasing them at that point and flying. But,
make signs and hold it up for them.
Yeah, I'll write on something and hold it up. Yeah.
Yeah, he came in telling me about that, and I'm like,
it was just kind of strange.
So that means there are such things as chemtrails when you see 2 planes flying and there are no chemtrails, and then simultaneously.
I mean, it was exactly the same time. Both of them just started putting out the big smoke streams behind them going across the sky.
Yeah. Okay, what else have we got going on? Oh, before I forget it, my canning class for next Saturday. Guys, I'm going to not do the canning class next Saturday. I've had a lot going on. Not going to be able to get to it. So I will message those that were thinking about coming and let you know 100% because they may not be in the chats. But anybody else that was planning on it, if you want me to do a canning class in, I would say maybe in end of August or later in the year, you just let me know, or we can do some messaging back and forth or something with people. I'd love to do it one-on-one here at the house where you know what you're doing and you have hands-on. But a lot of people can't travel to Mississippi. So if you have questions or something, email me at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com.
John, I would probably pick a 3/4 ton over a 1 ton. Just simple. I just.
And would you do a dually?
I don't think a dually's necessary.
All right, she said along the 5 highway, a lot of the orchards were dead or cut and dropped, and the 99 highway had mostly planted fields. Wow. That is strange.
Mama Tried said, "What are y'all planting in the garden this time of the year?" Nothing.
No, ours are resting right now.
Our gardens we're harvesting seeds out of our garden right now.
Waiting on sweet potatoes.
Yep.
And we're harvesting the okra, and we are planting nothing right now.
Nothing right now. We're working on cleaning the greenhouse out. You didn't put up no pictures of the greenhouse, did you?
No.
Have we been through all the pictures?
Yes. We're through pictures. Somebody says, why do you leave headspace in a dehydrated jar? I don't know that I can answer that, but
it's all we had to fill the jar up with, probably.
No, I think the deal is you fill it up to the same thing. You put your oxygen absorbers in there, and when you suck it out, it sucks the air out. You still have air space in there because you can dehydrate this much in a jar. You don't have to fill it all the way to the top. Yeah. Say you're eating down something, and as you take some out, you can still seal that jar. So you can have this much or all the way full. It doesn't matter.
Danny, when will we see a blueberry pruning video? I'm going to wait because of the crazy weather we're having. I'm going to be waiting until the leaves on the blueberries. Actually, the tree actually goes dormant. They don't actually ever lose all their leaves hardly, but I'm going to wait till they go dormant in the fall, probably late fall.
Saddle Ridge says, what do we use to edit videos? Right now, I am using Camtasia, but we have a few issues here and there with Camtasia, so I'm looking into Filmora. It seems to be a very easy program. It doesn't cost that much. You can get Filmora a lot cheaper, and Daryl from Two Family knows an awful lot about it, and if I have a problem, I know who to call.
Danny, when will you be planting onion seeds? I'm thinking the last week in September here. I'll probably do the middle of September because I want my onion sets to get pretty good size before I actually set them out. So I'll probably do the middle of September.
And Mr. John says, would you let us know when you begin planting fall crops?
Yeah.
Within like 6 weeks at least.
That'll be 6 weeks from now.
This is 1st of August, middle of September to end of September.
Yeah.
We'll start planting.
Yeah. Two Family says, is it March yet? I want to go back to this.
It's March.
Let's see here. Mike says, I've never planted a fall garden. What would be good to start planting in a fall garden? Any types of greens that you like eating, whether it's kale, tender greens, turnip greens, purple top turnips, rutabagas, carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, all these things, they all grow good in the wintertime. Yeah,
and your daughter wants to know, are we going to do a fall gathering? No, I don't think we're going to do a fall gathering. We've got some friends that may come in the fall. Right. And we may have our own little, just kind of a few people here, but it's not going to be a gathering. We decided to just do one, and that would be in March.
Debt-free Donna says, I live in zone 7B and really trying hard to grow some food. What can I plant for the fall? In 7B, you can plant any of the greens I just talked about. You can do anything I just talked about, basically. You can do beets. You can add beets to that. The red Detroits or something like that. Any of that stuff, you can do those.
Terry Johnson, I'm putting your husband on the list.
What is the approximate date for harvesting cane? Sheila said, it basically depends on the weather. We watch it, we do it anytime before the first freeze. Now, if it don't freeze all the way up to Thanksgiving, we'll do it around Thanksgiving. But if we see that there's going to be a freeze earlier than that, we'll do it earlier than that.
Julie wants to know what I saw it a while ago. I just forgot the name of the air fryer. It is, gosh, it just went out the window. Do I need to go look at it? What is that air fryer called?
I don't know.
Let me go look because I cannot remember right off.
There's Amanda popping in, about to get some sleep, traveling back to Arkansas early in the morning. Prayers for safety would be appreciated. Sweetheart, you got those prayers coming. I've been missing you. You know, we've still busting our tail trying to get things done here. Amanda has been a blessing for us this past week. She has helped me do so many things out in the gardens and helped me get, it's just been wonderful having her here to help get things done. That is, she's a real trooper.
Okay, it is Avalon Bay. It's put out by Avalon Bay. And if you go back to any of my air fryer videos where I did the review and stuff, there's probably a link that'll take you to Amazon so that you can find the exact one.
Sylvia said, please add Bobby to the prayer list for cancer.
Okay. And I saw Scratch made it in a while ago. I saw them somewhere.
Yeah, so Amanda is going to be traveling back tomorrow to Arkansas, so we don't want to forget that. And Brian and Heidi may possibly have their house sold. We want to continually pray that they that everything goes through all right, that this deal can be finalized here. Deep South Texas says, I think yellow Granix onions store better than the white and the red. Yes, they do. In my opinion, they do.
And then Blue Ridge wants to know, do I like the air fryer? Yes, I really kind of like it for the okra because we can't fry in oils anymore. The okra does pretty good once you figure it out. What else? French fries. I've been doing our potatoes, our canned potatoes. I drain them and I coat them in olive oil and salt them and put them in there, and I shake them every few minutes. And then I dump some onions in there, and within 20 minutes at 400 we have some crispy French fries. They're not like what you buy in town, but they are very good.
Yeah. Jump Off says, don't you ever slow down? You go nonstop. Nope.
Both of us.
A body that's idle stays idle. A body that's active stays active. If you stop, you die. You know, so we just
we slow down. We sit and talk a while.
We'll sit and talk.
It's not
like we're busting our butt, you know, 24 hours a day. We do take some downtime, especially in the heat of the day.
Yeah.
Amanda's leaving, and we're already ready for her to come back.
Well, she might be back shortly. Within the next few weeks. We're figuring she will.
She'll. Yeah,
some point in time she'll be back.
Some point in time she'll be back. We already miss her. That's the crazy thing about it.
Okay, so I see people are putting prayer requests. I'm writing some of them down. So I see granddaughter and son-in-law, and Jeff.
Jeff fell off.
I'm not going to read all these.
Wow. But, Jeff fell off of a ladder.
And Jen at the Nut House, her husband pulled a starry and flipped a mountain bike last week and broke 2 arms. He only has 2, you guys.
He only has 2, and he broke both of them, plus he knocked a noggin on his head.
A noggin. I hadn't heard that in a while. That sounds like something my daddy would say.
Amanda's trying to get her a small house to move into down south here next to us. We're just praying that God can bless her financially so that she'll be able to have enough finances to end up with her a small house to be able to move in down here. And, you know, we're just praying that God will open that door for her and that somebody somewhere will help her out financially.
All right. What about mangle beets for fodder? What is mangle beets?
Jen, I don't know that down where we live at if anybody plants that for beets. I know people up in the northern states do because it's cooler up there. They seem to do better. But down here, you know, people just don't plant beets for fodder.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm trying to catch up. Here, but at work, caught a second to pop in. Oh, that's Sarah from Future Dreams Reality.
Yes,
Or either her mother.
That's Sarah.
Prayers will be on the road tomorrow. Let's see.
What
Gosh,
does
it's going
cane
so fast.
syrup taste like? Cane syrup.
Cane syrup tastes like it tastes like molasses, but a whole lot better.
Have you ever had blackstrap molasses?
It's not that strong.
It's not that strong. It's the step before you get to blackstrap.
Well, it's actually 4 steps before you get.
Well, a few steps before. Blackstrap's like strongest of the strong.
Yeah. Ashley said, yes, we would love to have freedom acres in South Mississippi. Yes, we would. We would love to have her here. We just got to get her here. Got to get her a place right here next to us. She just needs the finances to get her a little house. And she's been working and saving, but, you know, seeing a single mom, that's kind of a tough deal.
Yeah, June said he broke both hands, not both arms, but both hands, and his right elbow, scraped his grape, which Denny called a noggin.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And he still went rafting and came home. He didn't. I was worried about Jen. I wasn't really worried about Mike. Mike's tough. I just had to make sure Jen made it home from rafting and didn't fall overboard. How do I tell when to harvest my potatoes in pots? Very new to gardening. That's Christy.
Okay, evidently you live up north because there's no way down south it'd still be in pots. So, Christy, you wait till the plants start showing signs of turning brown and actually dying a little bit. They turn a yellow color and then brown. As they start to do that, then it's time to dig them and take them out. Now, unless you're talking about sweet potatoes, but you didn't say sweet potatoes, you just said potatoes. Sweet potatoes, you just count the number of days. You start at 125 days and start checking them between 125 and 175, somewhere in that area. Most sweet potatoes are usually ready.
An unopened jar of sugar cane, how long would it stay good?
In the refrigerator for a long, long time.
Well, I mean, like if we had one that, like we've got in the cabinet.
But they're all sealed.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. An unopened one. An unopened sealed jar.
An unopened sealed jar.
It's sealed.
Okay, it'll last for years.
That's what I was asking. Not an opened one. An unopened.
Oh yeah, it'd go. I mean, I've had sugar cane in the glass jars last me 4 and 5 years. I mean, the worst thing that can happen to it is it'll turn to sugar, and then you can just heat it and it'll go right back. It's like honey. My daughter says that she's getting some land near you. We would like to see her get some near us, but we just got to work that deal out.
We got to see if we can help her. She's working toward that goal right now, looking really hard. Marshall Farm said they had some cane syrup on pancakes the other day that they made when they were here.
Yeah.
Is cane like sorghum?
It's kind of like it. It's just a little bit different in taste, but it's almost the same. Yeah.
Is there anything wrong with buying plants from Home Depot, or is it better to start your own? It's better.
It's cheaper to start your own. Hey, let me say this. Anytime you go to a big box store, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, and garden centers, whatever, to buy your plants, people who are tobacco users don't realize this a lot of times. They run their hands up in there and they're handling things like tomato plants and stuff, pepper plants and things, looking completely innocent. You know, they don't understand that a lot of those plants are not resistant to the tobacco mosaic virus, and you'll get that plant home, and the next thing you know, it just dies, and you have no clue why. It's because someone who was a tobacco user actually touched it. That's why we raise our own.
You just might, Jen. She asked if she need to help with the search. Yep, she just might. We got.
You might have to. We're trying to get it all worked out. We've got to keep it within her budget. She's a single mom, and we're trying to just keep it, you know.
Will sweet potatoes get larger if you grow them for longer than 125 days?
Yes.
If you can keep
the rats and the bugs and the deer and everything from destroying.
And the water doesn't. If it doesn't rain.
They can go to frost.
Ants. We have ants here. We have to watch all these problems.
Saddle Ridge says, Danny's right. Always wash your hands if you're a smoker before you touch the garden plants. That's right. Yeah, Broussard Homestead said, "Oh no, I'm a smoker. I had no idea." Yeah, that's
Tomatoes are the worst.
tomatoes are the worst. Peppers, you know, some of your peppers are that way too, and then other plants have issues with it because they're very, very sensitive to the tobacco mosaic virus. You know, now you can buy some plants that resistance is built into them, but if not, and you handle them, you will kill the plants. And a lot of people do not understand what happens to their plants.
So you're saying if you smoke
Cigs
that you
can't
can't
touch settings. No, you don't need to do it.
little plants?
Yeah.
The little plants you're setting out.
Yeah, the little plants you're setting out, you do not, if you smoke, you need to put gloves on, like rubber gloves, or wash your hands right before you touch your plants.
Sharon wants to know, is it too late to start sweet potatoes?
Yes.
If you don't have 125 days
You
till
ain't got
frost.
125 days till frost. It's too late. I would say it's too late now.
All right. Sarah's mom says she and Sarah discovered paper wasp in the vines on the sweet potatoes.
I'm guessing you call paper wasps things like red wasp and guinea wasp. Yes, they say when you see that happening that we're going to have a bad, bad winter.
And Christy says she's never seen so many ants in her garden. We were just talking about all the bugs and stuff.
Yeah,
it's getting into the houses. That's in our garden. Danny noticed these little.
I'm finding these little tiny German roaches in my gardens everywhere.
And we've never had those before, ever.
Yeah, it's guys. How do I say this? Our country, let me put it this way. Our country has weapons designed to cause pestilences. And I do believe that they're being used on us. Now, I'm not going to go into a bunch of deals about that, but I do believe that the pestilence weapons are being used on us. They've been used on foreign countries, I know. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. Jan says, Danny, do you ever grow Vardaman sweets? I have. Done fine here. Didn't have any problem with it. And the only reason they call them Vardaman sweet potatoes is because they're grown in Vardaman, Mississippi. We grow the. I have black ants coming in my house all the time. Terry, we do too. We have black ants coming in our house. We call them the big carpenter ants because it's the big ones, and then they make a tiny, tiny, tiny little black ant that's a little bitty one. They come in here sometimes also.
Yeah, Xavier said we should do a live auction. That's just really hard. We don't have time to do much more, and we were busting it to get to a live stream here a while ago.
Yeah.
2 minutes before we started, and I'm sitting here, I run in and go, okay, how much time do we have?
Yeah, we always just rush to get in here because we're so busy outside.
How is Hank? Hank is mischievous.
Hank is mischievous, full of energy. Since he's had his shots, he's just like a hyper rubber ball.
I'm debating on whether I'm going back and get his shots. I think they give him something besides just what he had. He got his shots, and it's like he's on steroids. He's running everywhere.
Oh, that dog is like a rubber ball.
And he's too big to bring into the house for the live streams.
He's too big for that now.
He's doubled in size since we got him.
Yep.
And I've got him a ball. I'm trying to teach him to fetch, and it's about the hard-headedest little dog. He'll go get the ball, but he won't bring it back. And so I've started giving him treats to get him to bring it back to me. I won't give him a treat unless he brings it to me. And out of 10 times, he gets one treat. And that's probably by accident.
Yeah. Let's see. Michelle says on 113 Crit Street, North Wiggins, there's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house for $65,000. Amanda does not want to be around town. She is a country girl. She wants to be way out here in the country by us. She doesn't want to be anywhere near a city.
Yeah.
I still say we need to put him with Smudge. Well.
Yeah, we do. We probably need a Smudge and a Hank. We may have to change our whole logo setup with a Hank on it.
We may have to. We may
have to
add Hank to our,
Sherry.
Charlotte says I planted mint around the house this year, and it has helped with my ants. We do the same thing.
I thought he said, Charlotte says I planted men around the house.
Gotta look, baby. Pay attention.
I was looking, that's why I caught it when you said it, but it sounded like you said men. And I was wondering why she's planting men around her house.
Yeah.
I'm tired, guys.
Jen says, want to stop yarning. It's contagious.
Yeah, I blame Amanda.
Oh.
Oh, somebody had a snake.
Somebody found a snake in their house.
Yeah.
If you find snakes in the house, there's usually something else in the house, like mouses or something like that. Roxanne says, town is a 4-letter word to me. Yep.
Y'all making me...
Same thing here. We don't even like to use that word town. I don't even like to go to town, much less anything else.
No, he don't.
You got about hog tie me to make me go to town.
Okay.
All right. We've had brown stink bugs here, but the past 2 years they've been climbing the walls. They're everywhere. Do I have an All God's Children coming soon? I am working on one.
Somebody earlier said they made a comment over there. Would you go answer her comment? I meant to ask you.
Okay.
I mentioned today you needed to go over there.
I said today, I stay so busy I don't have time to check out all the channels. I barely have time to check this one out.
Yeah, and he does intend to. He's been going all this week. And he's got to work on the truck next week. That's going to be priority.
Yeah. Lori Family said, German roaches are bad. What is up? Sad that the government is doing this to us again. Sorry to be negative. Oh, you're not being negative. No, I mean, this is actually the truth. I mean, if it's the truth, then we need to understand that it's the truth. But to give you a little bit of a heads up, the popcorn tree. I mean, you take here in the state of Mississippi, the popcorn tree, the forestry department is trying to eradicate them. If you have them on your property, it's actually illegal to have one on the property now. They're asking everybody that has them to cut them down, and they're actually releasing, I was told, flea beetles out to counteract this and help eat some of the leaves off of them and stuff to destroy them. So, you know, I mean, sometimes we cut our nose off to spite our face, so to speak.
Yeah, and we've had, how many different plants have you found those little roaches in? The corn?
When I shucked the corn back, they had the roaches in the corn. Brian and me was weeding peppers today. I looked, they were on the pepper plants. We come up here on the porch where I've got corn laid up here on the porch. They're all in that. Brian told me they're on, over at his house or in the corn over there. It's just, it's just bad this year, guys. Roaches and stuff are bad.
Explain the popcorn tree too, because
it's an ornamental tree that people thought was beautiful years ago, and they started planting them, and they're extremely evasive.
And they're probably in 90 towns, in houses in town, have them in their yard, and most people don't even know what they are. They just think they're a pretty tree. And those little things on them blow all over the place, so it means the neighbor ends up with one.
Yeah.
The people down the street end up with one. We have them coming up here, and we don't even know who has a popcorn tree.
I don't even know who has a tree near me, but they're popping up on my property everywhere.
We're finding them. The last 2 years, we found them all over the place.
Ashley said they're popping all up around their yard. Yeah, get rid of them things. I mean, literally, they're evasive.
Yeah. Popcorn is a Chinese tallow tree. I knew it had another name.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking. There's things like that. The mimosa weed. We did not have the mimosa weed, which is a chamber bitter. Until 3 years ago. We did not even know what it was, and we found this plant popping up in our garden, and we would pull them up. But that didn't stop it.
Nope.
And in our backyard, I meant to show pictures in one of my videos, and I haven't done it yet. Where our grass is next to the turmeric and the
ginger and stuff like that.
We have no grass anymore. The mimosa weeds have totally taken over about a 6-foot strip of grass is totally gone.
I believe their roots give off a chemical. I haven't found this out for sure yet, but I believe the roots give off a chemical that keeps other things from growing. Hello, Allison Griffin. Glad that you just subbed us. We hope that we can be a blessing to you.
Will we be selling the blue Mochican corn?
Yes, I will.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's one of them that you thought you would sell some.
I thought I'd sell some of it. We have some here on our Etsy store here in the next week or so. You'll start to see some of our seeds starting to go up. I'm going through them right now. We're harvesting, trying to make sure we have enough to share with people.
All right, is the mimosa weed like the tree in that it fixes nitrogen? We have it now and have not had it before. I don't know if it fixes anything.
I haven't seen any nitrogen balls on the roots when I pull it up.
No, it's just an invasive hair-like. I mean, it's like a wad of roots. It's totally kills out anything wherever it is. So I don't know that it's fixing anything. But you did look it up. It does have
medicinal properties for kidney stones. That was one of the main things that it's good for is kidney stones. Now I haven't looked at how it's used to make something to fight kidney stones, but I did see that when I was actually doing some research on it.
And someone wants to know, what do the popcorn trees look like? Google popcorn trees, and I guarantee it'll show you a picture of it.
They have a little white flower that pops up on them in big clusters. It looks just like a bag of popcorn after it's popped.
Yeah. And Ashley says they look like popcorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terry said she has to go.
John Hendrickson says pretty much the only weed I have is mimosa, and it's everywhere. God awful. I know, John.
That's one of the things with our Back to Eden this year. We noticed that the grass was not so bad.
There was no grass in the Back to Eden,
and it probably would have been a very good.
We would have been clean. Would have been a good year, but the mimosa weed just took it over.
The mimosa weed was awful. We pulled it. I don't know how many times we went through trying to keep up with it, and now it's almost totally taken over again. Lou said her first canning experience was awesome. Too bad I didn't video it. She forgot. She had told me she was canning this week. Good. Now you're ready to do it again.
Oh, let's see here. Not flowers. That is seed pods. By the way, thanks for sharing, everyone.
Sheila said she thinks she got the mimosa weed when she got her Deep South fig. Did you send her a mimosa weed in her stuff?
The seeds could have been in there, but I ain't sending no mimosa weed with it.
It's quite possible.
Can you burn off acres to control? No. Nope.
And where it's at can't be burned anyway.
No.
The seed pods are on the back of the leaves. If you flip the leaf over, in one of my videos, it's probably on Crazy Days, I flipped the leaf of the mimosa tree, and there's no seed pods on it. And then I flipped the leaf of the mimosa weed, which is a chamber bitter, and there are seed pods all along the back. Danny and I call them 1,000 seeders, because one plant seems to have 1,000 seeds on them.
Tammy says, do you use Kerr and Golden Harvest jars and lids? We use Kerr jars, we use Golden Harvest jars, but we only use the silver ball lids. We don't use the gold lids, because the gold lids we found will not hold up over long periods of time. They rust.
Yeah. Okay, so it's after 9 o'clock.
Oh, it is after 9. Oh, wow.
So pretty much I think we've covered most everything, just that we want to encourage everybody to check their vehicles regularly, whether it's their personal car, truck, whatever you drive, farm trucks, tractors, lawnmowers.
Maintenance is everything. Everything, maintenance. A successful homestead is about maintenance.
Yeah.
Figure it into your budget, because most people, when they're figuring a budget, forgets about maintenance.
And also, if you have knowledge of how to do it, is excellent. But if you don't, check Google. And if you can't do it, then you have to pay somebody. But sometimes you can barter. If you got a neighbor or somebody that can do it, that's great. But figure it into your homestead budget for sure.
They definitely figure it in.
Set aside some money for that, because you can go from a tractor working perfectly to one breakdown cost you several $1,000s to have it fixed.
Yeah, Country Homestead Preacher said, will there be an All God's Children soon? We're working on it, sir. We're working on it. I'm addicted to canning. Oh, I bet that'd be good, two-family homestead. Okay. Walk your property regularly to look it over. That is one thing, Deborah, you're exactly right. Walk your land, walk it constantly, be aware of what you see. If you see anything evasive, take it out. Get rid of it to that. Janet said, amen to that. Inspection at least once a week.
Yeah, Danny checks the fluid levels of everything. He keeps up with the maintenance of the oil all the time in the tractor, the lawnmower,
Yeah.
the vehicles, all that stuff. He even, what is the greasing something is something you hadn't mentioned, but
yeah, I grease stuff religiously.
That is one thing that most people do not do. And if you, the equipment mainly, like his tractor equipment.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. All has grease fittings on it. They call them zerks. I'm always making sure everything's full of grease. You know, it's the life of your equipment. That's all I can say. It's
and the lawnmower is the belts and the sharpening the blades.
Sharpening the blades. Sharp blades are everything. When you sharpen one, make sure you balance it on a lawnmower. Same thing with a bush hog.
Yeah. Okay, so that was our little thing. Yeah, Fred's going to
freezer camp next week. Yep.
Yeah, I think Ashley and Dean
Ashley and Dean's got some that's going to go, and we got some that's going to go. So
we are going to be doing some chicken harvesting next week.
Yeah, we'll be harvesting chickens next Saturday, looks like. Maybe the next live stream we'll have some pictures of the chicken harvest. And we'll have pictures of some of our subs here, maybe.
Hopefully. We're hoping to do that.
BS Safari says, watermelon rind candy. We used to make that when I was a kid. They used to do watermelon preserves. And once they got some age to them, they were just like eating a piece of candy.
Yeah. And some of them are talking about dehydrating. And I did that last year. I made some dehydrated watermelon. And it is very good.
It is real
But I
good.
like what Danny's talking about even better.
Yeah.
It just, something about it's really good. Do you weld when something breaks? Yes, Danny does have a welder.
I have a welder. Yeah.
Tools is the other one. That's something I meant for you to mention.
Oh,
having the right amount of tools and having
Wanda gets kind of funky with me sometimes because I probably have every tool known to mankind almost.
But he also has it organized. He has these. I meant to take a picture of it and I forgot. He has these mechanics. What do you call them?
Toolboxes. It rolls around on wheels. Yeah.
And he has them all in there. And if he's working on something, he says, I need a 7/16
boxed in 6-point wrench or whatever.
And I'm looking at him like, what? Yeah. I mean, I don't know one tool from another. And he goes, go to the shop and that red cabinet, look in the second drawer, open it up. It should be in there and look for one that says 7/16. He knows exactly what drawer every tool is in, even though he has 5 million of them. If he dies, I'm going to be rich selling every tool $1 at a time. I already know it, guys.
She already knows if something happens to him. Even my neighbor can come over here and he goes, do you have this in your shop? And I'll go, well, if you go out there and look on such and such a shelf, over to the right, back in the corner, that should be there. You know, or hanging on the wall over to this side, you know, you should be there. Brian knows that because I'll tell Brian he wanted to borrow something here the other day. I said, we're just going to shop. It's over here. It's over there. You know, I know where
every tool in there.
Every tool in there is.
And that's what's amazing because he doesn't have to get up and go out there. He knows exactly where it is. So when he looked at me one day here a while back and he said something about cleaning the shop. And I just turned around and walked out because I'm not touching nothing in that shop until he dies. When he dies, then I start selling $1 at a time.
Yeah. I mean, we would love to build a new barn and be able to turn my shop into just a woodworking shop and get all the animals out of it and stuff like that. That would be, to me, that would be God's answer to me, you know, to be able to build a nice new barn.
Yeah, because right now we have barn shop combo, and that's...
We got our butchering room in the shop. We got our skinning room in the shop. I mean, our milk room in there. We got our stalls and our corrals and... You know, all my tools and our deep freezes and our bathrooms, all that stuff's in one shop, and it's kind of You know.
They said you'd make a great blind man.
I don't want to think like that, okay? I don't want to be a blind man.
Freedom Maker says when he dies, hey, we're going to be rich. I'm just saying.
I know, Amanda's going to get
millionaire.
pissed off at you for saying that. Excuse me for using that language, guys. But Amanda gets angry when you start talking about me dying.
Yeah, but it's a running joke.
Yeah.
He has so many tools that I know that's it. I mean, he's worth $1 million.
I am worth $1 million. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you really are.
I really am. I don't tell everybody that, but
well, I just told him.
You just told him. I mean,
you're worth $1 million. One tool at a time. $1.
$1 for one tool at a time. She'd be a millionaire.
So I'm already calculating it because them tools.
Yeah.
But there's some tools that are going to be worth a lot to me. If something was to happen to him, he has every tool imaginable. And y'all, I'm not stupid about tools. I do know how to use some of
Amanda
them.
says $2 million. She says she's got to have $1 million.
Oh, okay. So only if she helps me sell them.
Well, $2 a piece.
$2 a piece. Okay.
Y'all split the difference.
I see it. Blind men aren't too bad.
I
She
married
one. Good.
Oh.
Yeah, Danny pretty much can tell you anything around. That's why I try not to move things except in the house, and then I mess things up in the house.
I don't need nobody touching my shop unless it's
no, not me.
Yeah.
I'm not cleaning the shop up. That's off limits.
Amanda helped me out there to do some stuff, but she didn't actually
She didn't clean.
She didn't move nothing.
She didn't clean nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody's helped clean nothing.
Yeah, nobody's helped clean anything. Because I like it so I just know where everything's at.
And he'll go out there and piddle around and straighten up and put things here and there, but he's almost got it organized to the point if he could get all the RV stuff out of there.
Oh, if I had all the RV stuff out there, it'd be clean again.
We'd have some room.
I just can't seem to come up financially to fix that RV yet. We're going to get there, though. We're going to get there one day.
Yeah, hoping to get that project out of the shop soon.
Yep.
All right. I guess we need to go. I still got a few things to do before we head to bed tonight, and I don't know that I got everybody that put up prayer requests earlier that I did see, but I do have a few like Fred, Bobby, Jeff, Terry Johnson's husband, Kevin's father. This is Kevin from Living Traditions Homestead. Jen at the Nut House is Mike, Amanda for traveling, Jennifer for traveling. And we want to remember one of our subs, Beth. Her son passed away Wednesday morning. And Beth is usually in the chats most all the time. And so she just sent me a quick message yesterday, I believe. And I have not had a chance to talk to her at all because I'm pretty sure she's traveling right now. So let's remember Beth and her family.
Coffee Time said, whatever happened with the cabin? Well, the finances just aren't there, so we had to put it on hold. That's the bottom line.
The what? The cabin?
The cabin.
Yeah. Right now, we've got to do things around here, and we figured the fencing was the first thing and getting our cows and stuff like that. Now we're working on the truck, and we were hoping to start on the cabin in September, October, but right now with the truck, it's may go further than that.
Want to remember Amanda. Pray that she comes up with the money to get her a small house. That's another thing, because. And
they were asking about the RV. They've seen it. He's got it to the point he can put the back wall in. During the summer, it is just too hot to work on the RV. And since we're really wanting to get the cabin, we're thinking of fixing the RV to the point that somebody can pick it up from where it is, and we may just put it up for sale.
We may put it up for sale once I get the, kind of get the back walls back in, get the bathroom frame back up. We may put it up for sale.
That way it would only be, somebody would only have to finish out the bed part and the kitchen part.
Kitchen part, yeah.
Basically.
And anything that went with it, we would be more happy because we got tons of new parts bought for it. We would let it all go with it.
Yeah. We just have to, it has to cool off enough for him to get in it because it is too hot.
It's just too hot out there working on it right now. Plus, we've got so much garden stuff. My food comes first.
Yeah. And we're trying to catch everything up that we've not got weeded. So that's pretty cool. We're almost there.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we got to get off of here. We got tons of things to do tonight before we go to bed, and we got to make sure that we get that taken care of.
Yeah. So you wanna?
Yep, we're gonna go ahead and go to the Lord in prayer. Get this off of here. Okay. Father, we come to you tonight, Lord. There's just been an array of people sending us some requests tonight. Lord, for me to go down the list and mention each and every one of them would be almost impossible because there's so many needs. I mean, I think of some of them. I think about, Amanda's going to be traveling home tomorrow, Lord. She's near and dear to our heart. She's like one of our own here, and she's trying to get moved down south here, and she's trying to find her the funds to be able to build her a small home and to get her a small piece of property here so she can homestead on it. Lord, we just pray that you'll raise up a way to bless her financially because she needs that at this point in her life. She's a single mom raising a daughter, and she really needs that. And Father, Brian and Heidi Laurie have, possibly got a sale for their home. We just want to pray that that goes through and works really well. And Father, I'm sitting here thinking about those who were just mentioned just a while ago. That Beth has lost her son. That's devastating, Father, to lose one of your children. And Father, there's been many others that are mentioned. There's been some with cancer mentioned. Father, I just pray for those that have cancer in our chat here that or have family that has cancer, that they can find comfort, they can find healing for their bodies, Lord, and guidance in that area of their life. And Father, for those that are, having to have surgeries and financial reasons, Lord, some of them have, some financial problems. Father, people just need you today, and we need you to step in. And Father, we're trying to live our lives right. We're trying to do right. We're trying to be like you said, to come out from among them, my people, and be ye separate, Lord. We're trying to do that. In order for us to do that in a wicked world, we need your help. We need your guidance. We need the blessings of obedience put upon us, Lord, and the fruits of the Spirit, so that we can, so that we can be successful, Father. And we can be the head and not the tail of everything, Lord. And Father, that's our prayers for each and every one of them here tonight. They can have healing both physically, spiritually, and emotionally in their lives now. And Father, for all those that are hurting, I pray for peace for them. For strongholds in their lives, addictions, Lord, I pray that they can find a way to be able to beat those addictions and be able to be whole again. For those that's had surgeries and had broken bones, I pray for healing for their bodies, Lord. I pray for our country. I pray for the volcanoes that we're having, Lord, the people in those areas, the droughts, the floods, our president, Lord, all these things is going on in our nation, Father. I pray that we can have healing in all those areas now. Continue to be with us tonight, Father, so that when we lay our head down tonight, we can rest, and we can rest good, and we can rest comfortably now. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. Okay.
All right.
All
so
right. See what's went by.
I don't know. Everybody saying good night and God bless. That I see. Guys, we hope to have, I don't know, what kind of videos is this next week? He hadn't even done porch time yet.
I haven't done porch time yet.
We'll see.
I gotta wait and let God give me something.
He's kind of slacking on me.
I'm slacking on her. Usually I have it figured out by now.
He usually has it recorded Saturday, but I guess it's going to be Sunday or Monday now.
Sunday or Monday now.
Let's see, what else? I have a ginger video. If I can get that one edited, will be up, I think, on Crazy Days.
Yeah.
I have one coming up Monday on Deep South, I think, on eggs. So it's an experiment I'm working on, and so I think you guys will like it. Just check it out on Monday. It'll be on eggs. What else? Anything else you remember? We're kind of winding down.
Kind of
right
winding
now,
down
so
here, because I mean we might have some seed saving videos. I mean, I might.
A lot of people have asked about how we store seeds, and we really need to do some
we might do
maintenance on our seed storage. So we may have to get that out and work on it, and maybe just do a chat while we're going through seeds or something. And
Yeah.
but I mean, that may be 2 weeks from now. Who knows?
Who knows?
So, guys, we hope you guys have a good night, and I guess we'll see them later.
See them in the next video. See y'all then.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.